All right, who's kicking us off?
Let me start with the Daily Graphic, and the lead story says that our best days are ahead. Mahama inspires hope in victory speech, and in address to the nation, the president-elect John Mahama has emphasized their commitment to deliver good governance to the people of Ghana, promising to govern with humility and integrity. He emphasized that Ghanaians have zero tolerance for bad governance, citing his landslide victory as a testament to the people's desire for accountable leadership. And for me, the bit that excited me was when he was telling the followers out there about not going out to exhibit any violent behavior and all the rest. And for me, that is very, very, very critical. Other lead stories on the front page. EC declares Mahama as president-elect, and ECOWAS, AU, Commonwealth Lord Ghanaians for peaceful elections, and President Akufo-Addo congratulates President-elect Mahama, inviting him to a joint transition meeting that is on Wednesday. And for me, once again, we've demonstrated to the rest of Africa and the world that how we stand out when it comes to democracy, smooth elections. I mean, who thought that? I mean, just a day, we would just know who has won the elections.
Exactly.
When you cast your mind back to those days when the board was placed at the Independence Square, they had to be writing it. And how far we've come, and we all have to pat ourselves on the back as Ghanaians and electorates when it comes to our democracy and what role all of us has played to make sure that we still stand out when it comes to the continent, the region, and even the world as well.
Indeed, but it's also an opportunity for us to see areas in which we can do better, and that's really what I'm hoping this conversation will bring out. The areas for growth, right? At the very least, our processes need to be faster. We have to be more proactive than reactive, and that's one of the things that today we are going to try and get our heads around in our assessment of how this election went. There are really lessons to be learned.
When the vice president conceded defeat at the time that he did, in the manner that he did, I mean, I just felt extremely proud. And I was like, wow, he truly is a gentleman. So talking about the lessons, I think this is a lesson that we can all learn as individuals. I mean, he stands for something, and when it mattered the most, he showed it.
And I mean, one quick thing, I've always argued that the political parties who participate in these elections, when they are losing, when he made a statement that from their own results, they know when they've lost, they know when they're losing. So sometimes when it's clear, and sometimes that state of denial and all the rest, and it has to be recounted, they have that internal mechanism that they know that we have lost,
but they never come out
you understand me?
Publicly
so for me,
admit it.
And so for me, that was very important, that knowing that you're losing, don't come out and the posturing and it has to be recount and all the rest, and we have not lost.
He's different. Definitely different. Definitely.
And it's worth noting because we keep looking around in our political space for people like that, and we never find them. And it is a fair comment to make, Mamabi, that he is different.
He is.
He's certainly proved that. Good on him, and good for Ghana, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Now you see the people who are marching around, walking around and creating havoc. They seem to be rudderless, like out on their own, as if they are doing. I mean, it is quite obvious that they are doing it for their personal gain, because even the party you claim to be doing this for is telling you not to do it.
So these are criminals, right? They should be treated as such.
I mean, that's the thing. But when you even say that, it's kind of as if the party had supported it, then they would not be criminals.
No.
They are criminals.
Regardless.
They are criminals. But we don't want that. We want peace. We want things to go back to normal. We want to get back to work. We want to get back to salvaging this country.
See how quickly a transitional team, just the fact that the team the two sides would be talking tomorrow. How quickly that has also come.
Yeah.
That's also unique.
And we know the lobbying will go on, but in the mind of the president-elect, he knows who he wants to be, the finance minister.
Me, I want a Trump-like.
Who knows who he wants to be, his trade minister, and all the rest. So the lobbying will go on, the push will go on, but he promised that within his first 100 days, I stand to be corrected, that team cabinet team will
that's
be put
in
together.
the first 14 days or so.
Yeah, I stand to be, yeah. So
that's what he said?
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, so,
cross-check.
but I'm saying that, so he's already prepared in his mind on what he wants to do.
He's been in opposition for 8 years.
And he's been waiting for this day.
Yeah, absolutely. So the way Trump did it, I want us to do the same way.
I don't know. I want to allow for the possibility that he still may not have decided on certain positions. I mean, he's a human being.
Yeah.
And I don't think that he sat for 8 years knowing in his head who will be his minister for gender, or for 8 years thinking that I know for a fact who will be my minister for
because you're wrapping up to
Right.
these elections, and when their own intel indeed projected that, and in one of these interviews he recently described it some weeks ago, basically to a network outside the country, where he was talking about all these things have been done and how he wants to leave as a statesman. And even that interview gives an impression that he might not be interested when any proposal is made that, can you go another term, because he says he wants to leave a good legacy for the country.
Proposal by who? Made by
whatever. Already there are certain arguments being made around because of the fact that the majority that they have in parliament,
Please. They should do with what they can with the 4 years the constitution has given them. They should do what they can with that time, and after that the people will choose again.
But don't forget the number that they will be having in parliament and what they can do with that.
Let's see. Those people in parliament, let's see who they represent. If they think that for 4 years they can go in there and do what they like, we'll show them something. Anna, is it not the same people who put them there?
Okay.
All right. So I promised an update on the arrest. It's in the Daily Guide newspaper. It says police arrest 89 suspects. Mahama wins 2024 polls with 56.55%. NPP condemns post-election violence, and 2 dead at Akomadan over fertilizer looting. On page 3, it says the Ghana Police Service has announced that a total of 89 suspects have been arrested in connection with various offences related to the recent election violence in the country. Of these, 40 suspects are directly linked to acts of vandalism, looting, and property destruction.
Just one quick one on the back page of the Daily Graphic. It has the headline "Tags on the Rampage Across the Country." It mentions Tamale and Akomadan as well, and so they are reporting about some tags actually being on the rampage in some areas across the country, looting shops, coordinated action, destructions, and state-owned facilities, claiming that their government is now in charge. And that's a report.
On the back page of the Daily Guide, there's a story about a referee who's been suspended. Well, he's actually been sacked for allegedly showing. He was caught on video making derogatory comments about Liverpool and the club's former manager, Klopp. It was circulated on social media. He's been sacked after investigations.
Now referees so the alcohol.
You may have your biases, but keep it to yourself.
Anyway.